Welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, we got a 2000 Nissan Maxima GLE. Customer's complaint is when you go to start the vehicle up, it'll stall right out. But if you hold your foot on the gas for a little while, it'll stay running. And then when you shut off, it does the same thing sometimes. Automatically, I already know, very common issue with not only Nissans, but especially Jeeps. A lot of vehicles with throttle body, it comes out to be what's called a throttle body cleaner. What happens is inside the throttle body you have a big round valve, they call it a butterfly valve, round valve, and it builds a lot of carbon on the outside of it. You got to clean that off. Also clean up the idle air control valve because that builds up carbon also. We have the 3.0 engine here, very good Nissan engines. And the throttle body is located in this little section right here of the vehicle, right here. It's got about 4 bolts holding it in. So what's got to happen is we got to remove the air cleaner, the mass airflow, we got to remove all that to get this thing out. You know, we're going to disconnect the cables to it and all that. So let's get us some tools. Number one tool right now, we're going to get yourself a flat screwdriver, a ratchet, 10mm socket. It could be preferably a 3/8 drive, and about a 6-inch extension. Alright, let's get that and we'll be right back. Oh yeah, also, I forgot about today's topic. Today's topic, what I would like to talk about, you know, other than auto repair, is what's going on today. You know, my take on this is a touchy topic for a lot of people. These police shootings and things been going on between the black community, white community, the police. I'm gonna give you my take on that, and the bad part about it is people like you and I, you know, we're caught in the middle of this mess. And I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. You know, while we're doing this, put your comments down on what you feel about it, and try to put your comments down before I get to my comments, you know, to see where we stand on this. It's a disturbing factor, but the problem is it's an easy fix. That's what I don't get. It's an easy fix. Well, to my point of view. All right, get your screwdriver, 10mm socket extension, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Before we start, my cameraman has his opinion on what's been going on. You know, with the now here's my question again. How do you feel about some of the unjustified shootings with police, the shootings of police officers, the communities? I mean, there's a lot of shootings in, especially like Chicago. Goodness. Just what's your feelings about all this, and what's kind of your solutions? All right, Wesley, let's hear it.
My take on all this and my opinion would be that it's both people's fault. It's police officers and the people's fault. Because the police officer had one police officer, the specific police officer that did it, means that he's a bad person. Doesn't mean all the police officers are bad people. Exactly. So why are you going after all the other police officers, not that police officer that did it? That's my take on it. Because the people are going after the police officers mainly. They're not going after the person that did it.
Right, you're right. So the thing is, people. So what you're saying is, people see if one cop do it, they're all bad. I'm gonna go after all of them.
But then on top of that, the police officer just got his job taken off and got fired. That's it. But now he did something wrong and he killed someone. Say I forgot his name. The teenager.
You can name a lot of them, really.
Yeah, the teenager that got killed and dragged into the police car. He was killed by a police officer because the police officer was being ignorant. So, where's the justice in him just getting fired? There's no justice in that. Now, if the people was to kill somebody, they would go to jail. But now if a police officer did it, they just get fired.
Right, and you know the bad part about it is, yeah, they would get fired after a while, but in the beginning, they get on put on paid administrative leave, which means they kill somebody, they go home and get paid.
Yep.
You know, and just like you said, if we was to do that, we're going right to jail. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, no bail, no nothing. We're going right to jail.
Yep.
That's a good point on it. And when we come back later on at the end of the video, I'm going to show you my take on it. All right, in the meantime, look down here, and these are the tools we're going to need. We might need more, but I have a set of deep 3/8 sockets, metric, 19 down to 6, 3/8 drive ratchet. My favorite, the 3/8 stubby ratchet, 6-inch extension, and a pair of vice grips. All right. Oh, also I need a screwdriver. I gotta go get a flat screwdriver. All right, so I'm gonna get the flat screwdriver, and then we'll be right back. All right. The first thing we want to do is make this easy. Let's remove this air cleaner assembly. It's a big assembly, but we need to remove it to get that out of the way. First thing we're gonna do here is we got these cables right here. They go into the throttle body. Just pop those clips back. And if you see this one, you put the screwdriver right between there, pull it back, pop it open. Now we got our clips out of there. That's one thing. We got a clamp over here on the throttle body. What we're going to do is just loosen that clamp up. Okay, that's loose, that's ready. All that's ready. Now let's start unplugging this. Now first, here's the mass airflow. See this little green connector right here? These are weird connectors. You don't push that in. What you gotta do is push that down, and it'll actually snap into place, and then you pull it up. They're a little tricky, but they will come off. Things are a lot tricky. A little tricky, man. First I get cars, man. There we go. So snap back into place. Now when I put this back on, that little green clip gonna snap back out. Alright, so we got that out of the way, got that out of the way. Little clip in here, pop that out of the way. Now we'll get that in a minute. Pull that off, and I might try to leave this all together. So we come over here, follow this line. Looks like it still unplugs there, and you see it goes right back here. So we're gonna pull that off right there, leave all that connected. Now we're gonna get our 10mm bolts. Let's get our extension. 10mm. Now this 10mm, because we got to take off 1, 2, 3, and then there's one down there. 4 10mm bolts. Take off these 4. Now that I got those loose, get your 4 out, and I'll get my 4 out, and join me when you're done. We'll be right back. All right, we got our 4 bolts out. The next thing we're gonna do, we got another clip right here. You know, those green little clips. Push that in until it locks into place. And unplug it. Of course, this is gonna be This one is really difficult to get to. Sometimes they get a lot of dirt in them, which makes it hard to unplug. And in a minute, you're gonna see me go crazy. So, look at that. Okay, let's see here. Let's get this thing. You can see I got the thing all the way back, so this thing should come out and pull right out. Bother me like this. was it? Take your other hand. I want you to grab that blue one when I pull this. All right, pull that out. Dang it. Okay, let's try this
grip
again.
on it.
There we go. As you can see, that's like very difficult. But thank you. We got that off to the side, and we're just going to lean this over. Lean this over. And the next we're going to do is get our vice grips. You got a little clamp right here. Squeeze that little clamp together. Bring it back, because we're going to pull off that hose. And we got to remove this big one right here. And this big one, let's unhook it right here. Bring it back. Alright. And this one's going to be a little bit hard to pull off. There we go. Everything should be disconnected from it. And you're going to take the whole, grab the whole assembly. See, it picks up. And now you got to make sure it disconnects from the throttle body. And especially if it hasn't been moved in a while, it will give you a hard time. Make sure that, yeah, I got enough of there. You might have to get a screwdriver. Thank you. And let's pry that back. There we go.
Boom.
Looks like we got another vacuum line right here. Okay. There we go. There's our air cleaner. To change your air filter on these cars, you got these two little tabs right here. Just pop those tabs up. Slide this back and your air filter is located right inside. But we're not changing the air filter on this. Alright, we're going to set this down. And now, yeah, look at this. Here's your throttle body. And you see all the carbon built up inside there. That's what I'm talking about. All that carbon built up around the edges. That's stopping that airflow. So we're going to clean that out. I'm going to show you. Just look inside there. See all that? That's why this car is stalling out at low idle. So we're going to remove the throttle body and clean that up. Alright, let's get set up and we'll be right back. Alright, on the throttle body, we got two lines that's going to the, and this is called an idle air control valve. The thing is, this idle air control valve is controlled by antifreeze. So if this sensor senses that if the antifreeze is cold, it's going to make this engine idle higher than normal to warm it up. And when the antifreeze is hot, it's going to idle the engine down. You got a hose right here, and then there's one up underneath here. But
we need a light. Oh, right there, I see it.
Yeah, that one. All right, and but what we're going to do, we're not going to disconnect. We're going to try to do this without disconnecting those hoses. What we're going to do is first, if you come up here, we got to take off these two cables. One is for the accelerator cable and the other one's for cruise control. That's all you have to do is pick the cables up. They got little, they fit into like little grooves right here. Pop it out. Flip it forward. And this fits in like a little groove right there, a round groove. And you want to just slide them out. Just like that. Okay, let's do that again with the other one. Pick it up. Slide it out. Disconnect it. Oops, this one came back down. Just lean that to the side. Alright, now what we got two more plugs over here. Yeah, you see them green connectors, so you know exactly how they go, which is gonna be piss me off, you know. Let's push those in. I hate these with passion. Okay, there's one. And there's two. That was pretty easy. All right, they're off to the side. Next, we got 4 12mm bolts. Let's get our 12mm. Whoops, man. My mistake, I picked up a 13. And I see I got the stubby ratchet. I'm gonna see if I can loosen it with the stubby ratchet. No. Get my longer ratchet. Loosen these up. All right, got those loose. Now, what I want you to do is take the 4 bolts out. This one, this top one over here, has a bracket on it going to the evap tester right here. Then the bottom one's got a little bracket going to the fuel lines. That's onto a bracket. Just keep, make sure you have those there. If you take them loose, they're not going to drop off or fall off anywhere. They should stay right in place. All right, so get your 4 bolts out and join me when you're done. Be right back. All right, I got all 4 of my bolts. Just want to make sure all the bolts are the same size, so you make sure you put them back where they belong. Okay, put them to the side now. As you can see, bracket moves over. The bracket down there, that moves over. And here we go. Wow, man, look at it. Look at inside of there.
Ugh.
Okay, we got a little valve right here. We're gonna, this little plate, we're gonna move that. And behind that, hopefully that's a gasket, because it doesn't look like the gasket that we got unless this comes off over here. We're gonna check that out in a minute. But that's very, very dirty. What we're gonna do, right, if you look right down here, the plug for the idle air control valve, let's squeeze that in there. We're gonna try to unplug that so we don't pull no wiring. Of course, this thing will give me. Am I in the wrong field? What? I'm going to get my hose pliers, which makes it a lot easier to disconnect stuff like this. So I'll be right back. Alright, I got my little hose clamp here. I love using hose clamps, hose clamp pliers to unplug things that's difficult to get to, because what it can do is actually go over here, it can grab the plug, squeeze the tab in, and then I can unplug it like that. And if I can get a good grip on it. Give me a hard time. Just that easy. Alright. Now I'm looking at this. Man, that thing is dirty. Alright.
Got a little light so people can see.
Yeah, because this is on the back side. Now, inside the intake in here, That's really dirty. Our main concern is the throttle body itself. So if you can see on the other side of this throttle body right here,
well,
that's what we need to clean up. We need to clean all this up, get this thing going. All right, so, you know, and being that this is so dirty, I'm gonna see if maybe we wanna just, you know, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna disconnect, take off this throttle body. So I'm gonna get a couple things and we'll be right back. All right, this throttle body has a lot of carbon buildup, more than what I expected. So we're gonna actually take this throttle body off instead of trying to lean it to the side and get it cleaned up. What you're gonna do is get you a pair of small needle nose pliers like this, or go online and get yourself these hose clamps. These are cool because they won't crimp the hose in any kind of way, and when you squeeze it on the hose, bring the little bracket back here, the slider, and it'll lock into place. Then you just loosen it up. Very easy to use. So over here we have two hoses. We got one right here, and what we're going to do is put the clamp on it, squeeze it together, bring that piece back. So now we don't have antifreeze going all over the place. Now we do have a hose at the bottom here, right down there, as you can see. So, and luckily that's got a little plastic covering on it, which is good. So what we're going to do is get our needle nose down there, and we're going to crimp that hose off. Now we can disconnect this throttle body. We lose a little bit of antifreeze, but that's it. So I got me some long needle nose pliers here. These clamps, I hate these little clamps right here. They're kind of tricky. So what you got to do is get that just right. Squeeze that clamp together and bring them back. You can see that ain't gonna be too easy. Sometimes it's better just to use a small pair of vice grips or something, but as you can see, we're going back with it. There it is. All right, that's back. Now that hose is kind of tight up there. That's where our hose pliers come in handy. Just grab it, twist it, and you can see already it's starting to come off. And I'm expecting a little antifreeze to drip out of there, come out of there, but well, none came out, but all right, we got one off. Now this bottom was gonna be kind of tricky. We gotta turn the throttle body a little bit this way, and there it is right there. There's the hose. Now it might be kind of difficult for me to get my needle nose in there and bring that down. So what I'm gonna do is get my vice grips. And I'm gonna use my vice grips to hold that in place. So you just take the vice grips. A smaller pair will be better. Squeeze the clamp. Now my vice grips is holding it. Bring it down. Simple as that. Then you go back to your hose clamps, hose pliers. Just twist it just to break the seal in it. And then try pushing down to get it off of there. And of course it ain't gonna be that easy. And there's the antifreeze leaking out. Only a little bit. Now we got the throttle body. It'll be a lot easier. All right, let's take this throttle body over here to the side. Piece of cardboard. Move our tools out the way. And you can see it better. Look at that stuff back there. Look at that gunk. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Wow. All right, now I have 2 cans of carburetor cleaner, but that ain't gonna be enough. So we just called up Fisher Auto Parts to bring us some carburetor cleaner. But in the meantime, we're gonna get us a bucket, put this in there, and use the carburetor cleaner we have. So get you some carburetor cleaner, put this in a bucket. Also, you have gas. Put gas. That's gas with a rag. That'll clean this up with no problem at all. We're gonna use what we have, the carburetor cleaner. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we got our little pan here. I usually use this pan for antifreeze, but I forgot to bring a pan for the oil and stuff like that. But I'll just make sure I clean this out real good. Now what we're gonna do here, wow, this thing is really empty. Yes. I don't even know why I even got this. What the heck is wrong with me? Hey, what the heck, man? This one got a little bit. Clean up here. In fact, it might be easier if I just spray the rag. And this ain't doing nothing. You can see there's a lot in here. But this ain't doing nothing at all for this. Gonna wipe this up as much as we can before we get our carburetor cleaner. And you know, also what I might do is might take this over to the back of the van and get our wire brush and clean a lot of this up also, which will help us out. You know, matter of fact, that's what we're gonna do. So let's take this over to the van and use the wire brush in the meantime. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we got a little wire brush here, works by air, and you know, this ain't really gonna do much. It'll take a lot of it out of it, but our main cleaning is when we get our carburetor cleaner. So let's go in here. As you can see, I mean, it's cleaning up nicely around the edges, but it's not getting like I want. This side is almost impossible. Yeah, we'll just wait for Fisher Auto Parts to get here and clean the rest of it out. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, while we're waiting for Fisher, we got a new gasket over here, throttle body gasket. It's the Felpro 61531. So you'll make sure you have one of those. And it's on the front part of this. So we're gonna just pull this gasket off. There you go. And we're gonna clean this up. Wow, man, this stuff is everywhere. We're gonna make sure we clean this pipe up. So what we're gonna do, let me get a rag. Okay, we're gonna wipe this off as much as we can. Then we're gonna take our little surface grinding tool. I'm gonna clean this up. Yeah, if I go plug up the air. All right. Okay, here we go. Now, there was a black coating on there. I could have left that up there and cleaned it up, but I just want to make sure I get everything. It's not going to hurt it. It's only going to help it, what I'm doing right here. So now we're good to go with that. So when we put it all back together, nice and clean, just stick the gasket up there. We're just going to take the carburetor cleaner and clean up all this mess real good. All right, let's just set these parts over here. And we'll be right back. You going?
Yeah.
Oh, you are recording? Oh yeah, we got Earl delivering us the parts. Earl from Fisher Auto Parts. Hey Earl, good. I kind of figured we'd sit out here and wait out for you.
I looked to the right and you was on the left. Doing okay, brother?
Doing great.
Good.
This is Earl from Fisher Auto Parts Store.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, you ain't catch that, dude. Dropping the box.
What you doing? Take a picture, son?
Putting on our YouTube channel. Everything going on our YouTube channel.
Hot enough for you, Timmy?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like what? 108 today?
Man. Did you get in the rain at your house last night?
I don't know. I was knocked out asleep. Somebody got a knock in their engine.
Coming down the street right there.
I don't know. I was asleep early. So
You know, it got dark and started thunder lightning. The wind got up in the house, and I was out in the garden. And I said, "It feels good." Then all of a sudden, it just diminished and went right away and got right back hot again. So I went on in the house. What happened to your hair, son?
I dyed it.
You did.
the kids.
Say you died it, son.
Earl, thank you very much.
All right, brother. Y'all be cool, man.
You too.
Earl finished that job, so you can go to the AC.
No, we got another job.
You do? Right here?
2 more, right?
Yeah, maybe 2. One more, not too far from where we are. On what's that? Lafayette,
Oh, okay.
next to West Haven.
That's your next job?
That's the next one.
You need some parts for that?
I don't know. What happened was he hired us yesterday to do a starter. Somebody told him it was a starter. He bought the starter, put the starter in. Didn't work. So now he wants us to diagnose it and see what's going on. So we're gonna do that.
It's not turning it off?
Not at all. Battery got the twin batteries. Battery's good.
Oh.
I can go down there and supply 12 volts to the starter. Starter kicks over.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere between there and
somewhere
this
it's right
situation.
down between there and the starter.
So I'll check it out and see what's going on. So I might.
Good luck, brother.
All right, Earl. All right, let's go. We got our 6 cans of carburetor parts cleaner. You know, Fisher Auto Parts is a great. You know, we're like a family. It ain't about, you know, just go dealing, buying parts from anybody. Everybody knows each other. We know each other's family, wives, sons, and all that. It's a great feeling. All right, so let's get this cleaned up, get our things together, and we'll be right back. All right, the first part we're gonna clean up is this little piece right here that goes between the throttle body and the intake. Makes it easier to us. What we're gonna do is saturate the rag, and then use the rag to clean it up, clean this mess up. These gnats are bothering me again, man. What the freak, man? I don't know why I even deal with it. Why did I move here? Couldn't I move to a colder state or something? Got all these gnats. Yeah, now let's spray this up. Wipe it up a little bit more. All right, and that's done. We're gonna get us a clean rag and clean it up. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we got that part done. Now for the main part, the throttle body. This one, let's do the same thing. Let's spray this up a little bit inside there. Get our rag saturated. Now on the throttle body, what we want to do here is we want to open that butterfly valve up, and then we want to get around there and clean inside there. And sometimes it might be good if you get a screwdriver and put it on the rag, because see, that stuff is really built up inside there. So let me go get a screwdriver. Let me just clean up as much as I can right now with this. And let me go get a screwdriver and I'll be right back. Okay, we got our screwdriver here. Our rag is still kind of saturated. I'm gonna wrap our rag up like this. Open up the throttle. Try to hold it open. And we take our rag. Yeah, now see, now we're really cleaning up inside there. Wow, that stuff is really caked on to the sides. You know, it's a little time consuming, but you want to make sure you get a good job done at this. Now, as far as the butterfly valve itself, saturate your rag again. Open up the valve. Make sure you clean around that side just like that. And then you want to flip it over. Open it up. And clean the other side. Let's use our screwdriver because that's so deep set in there. Coming out really nice, as you can see. See how nice that looks in there. Just go around, clean it up, turn it around the back side. Got a little bit built up right there in the corner. So this is where a lot of carbon built up at. It's like a lot of buildup over here. I'm gonna make sure I get that. Make sure I clean up over there real good. You know, you got a little bit over here, but you're not. Your main part you want to clean is where it's touching the throttle body itself. Where that valve is at the throttle body itself. That's your main part. Okay. Man, this stuff. There we go. Let's get a little bit right around that edge right there. Okay, now the next important part is this your idle air control valve right here. You want to make sure, like inside here, there's a port down there where that goes at, where it lets the air in to control the idle. You want to just definitely want to clean up in there, and as you can see, it's going to come out through the other side. It's really dirty. You want to make sure that passage is open. And as you can see in it right now, you see how clean it's starting to look right there.
Where does it come out at?
Right over here. It comes out right in here, which we're going to back feed it now. We're going to pretty much what I want to do is I want to keep spraying until I see that carburetor cleaner come out clean. Now this is the same thing you're going to do if you take it to a shop and they're going to charge you like $300 to do this. Some shops are going to tell you, well, you need a throttle body. So, you know, saving you a lot of money. All right, that looks really good. That looks really good. This thing's gonna idle really nice. I'm gonna change my gloves, and I want you to meet me over there by the Nissan again. Let's start putting this thing together. All right, we'll be right back. All right, before we go put this on, the gasket sets right here. You know, we need to clean that up. Let's clean that up. This throttle body is aluminum, so you make sure you do not grind into it if you're using a grinder like that. Then we're going to take us a rag. Yeah. Okay. Let's spray it on the rag. Just wipe this off. Okay. Let's go put this on. We'll be right back. All right, what we're gonna do is take our rag and just clean up around here where the O-ring gasket is. If you rub your finger across it, if you feel your finger come out, then you know that gasket's still good. I mean, you can replace it, but this one's definitely still good. What we're gonna do is go in here, and that's a lot of mess in there, and clean that up a little bit. All right, our next step is to get our little plate. The plate goes in with this piece on the bottom. Goes in there, set right up there just like that. Then we got the gasket, but we're not gonna put the gasket on yet. What we're gonna do is go bring our throttle body over, and it's like reverse. Let's get this bottom hose in first. This out of the way. Okay, that's our bottom hose. Let's get our side hose and oval connected. Okay, now pretty much we can actually take off these clamps. What I'm going to do here is get these clamps up here first. And the bottom one is the hardest. Let's try to get this thing up here. And then make sure that hose is all the way up there before you release that clamp. And I'm having a little difficulty here. Okay. Okay. That's one. Now, you know, while I got these little vice grips, go over here, grab this other clamp, push that forward. Now you notice I didn't put the gasket in yet because we'd probably end up messing that gasket up if it was in there right now. You see that right there? We got that clamp on. Release the vice grip. Release our hose clamp. We're done with that. Now what we're going to do, now we get our new gasket. And make sure we got our throttle body lined up pretty much everything. Make sure your bracket, this bracket right here, see how it gets in the way. So we want to make sure that's out of the way. Okay. And we want to, let's open this up. These gaskets only set one way, so, you know, be careful. You see right here, if I set it like this, you sure? Yep, that's everything lined up perfectly. So now we're going to take one bolt, put the bolt in, put our gasket on it. just bring that up, just to start that bolt. That's all we want to do is start it. And I can take my finger on this side and I can move the gasket around if I have to. Just make sure that that gasket is still up in place. There's the gasket. Let's get us another bolt. Now I'm not going to put this one on yet because that's one where the bracket goes at. So I'm going to go down here to this one. Get that one started. Yeah, it must not be lined up all the way. There we go. Lined up. Not yet, because I don't feel it going in yet. Don't try to use a ratchet. Definitely go by hand. Alright. That's perfect. Alright, let's go to our bottom one down here, because this bracket's already there. Might have to use push a little pressure on there to get that bolt started. There it is. Now we got our top one right here. Get this little clip in there like that. Okay. Man, it's getting hot out here. Alright, all bolts are in. Get your 12mm and tighten them up. Now what I want you to do is when you tighten these up, remember this is going into plastic, so it's not really super tight. So I'm going to show you what you do when you tighten these up. What you do, you tighten up till it stops, and then a little bit more, just like that. Alright? Do the rest of your bolts and join me when you're done. We'll be right back. Alright, got all the bolts tightened up. Let's go up under here. Plug up our idle air control valve. Okay. Throttle positioning sensor. Now notice when I click this in, when I go to lock it in, watch that green tab. You see from that side, that green tab snaps right back in place. That's how I know it's connected. Let's get our top one. Snapped into place. Done, connected. Our cruise control cable, accelerator cable, they're actually separated for you. One go to one side, the other go to the other. Let's open the throttle up all the way. You might have to twist this a little bit to get it into that slot. Okay, this one, make sure you remember it went back there like that. That's done. Let's get the next one in. Done. All right, let's make sure this wiring is out of the way. All right, let's get our make sure everything is connected. Let's get our air cleaner. We'll be right back. All right, we're gonna get ready to put our air cleaner on, but before we do that, I want you to take a look in there. That looks nice and clean. You remember in the first part of the video, it was really dirty in there. Now we open that up, man. Look at that. That's nice. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get this. Fit this up under here. First thing we want to do is make sure we get on the throttle body. Get that hose on the throttle body. Do not put a hole in this tube right here. If you do, this car will run really bad. Really bad. And you definitely want to make sure this thing goes on there. Some kind of way. You know, I should have put it. There we go. Make sure that's on all around. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Man. Alright, let's get our hoses over here hooked up. We got this one over here. This one comes up here to go to there. Remember that one at the bottom, the little one. Let's get that on. Let's get this one on. Let's get this big one over here to the valve cover. Let's get our clamps on there. Okay. See, our wiring harness is almost messed up here. Let's put this wiring harness back up to where it goes. And there. Right there. Same little clip. Put it on. Snap into place. And then we got this one right here. Oh yeah, here we go. This hose over here. And it's got a little slot on it right there. So what we know, that's going to slide right on there just like that. Plug that up, snap into place. Let's get our 4 screws. Four 10mm screws. Just put them in by hand. And then that one way down there. That one way down there might be kind of complicated to start with your hand. So we're just going to set that down there. Look at this. Look at this right here. This is the negative. This is the positive battery terminal. This thing's going to cause her problems when she go to start it. Sometimes it'll start, sometimes it won't. I have no idea what the heck anybody did right there. That is not good. I tightened it up a little bit. All right, let's get our 10mm socket. Go. Tighten up the 4 bolts. When you get yours tightened up, before that, let's go over here and put our cables into the looms. They go right here. Let's get our hose. Put our hose up here. And make it look professional. Make it look like nobody even touched it. All right. Tighten up your 4 bolts and join me when you're done. Alright, we're ready to start this up. Well, before we do, let me see, I noticed I forgot to hook up our vacuum line over here. Make sure we get this. Okay. Now let's start it up. And what you want is this idle, before, the customer had to step on the gas to keep it idled right, or it wouldn't idle. So we clean that up. Let's check it out. There we go. And if you heard that just a second ago, the idle kicked up a little bit, which means I know that idle air control valve is doing its job. That's really nice. Job well done. All right, we're gonna close this up. We'll be right back. All right, there you have it. If you have that problem of a car stalling out, when you first start it up or when you come into a light, first thing you want to do, especially when the check engine light's not on, first thing you want to do is do a throttle body clean. 75% of the time, it's going to fix that issue. All right, now we're done with that. Now my answer on this question. I don't know what to say. All right, one word to fix this all. In my opinion, it's called accountability. Accountability on the side of the justice system, and it's an accountability on the side of these so-called groups that represent the black community. For example, I'm all for the Black Lives Matter movement and all, but here's my problem. Is it the only time you can protest is when it's a white person killing a black guy or a black person, the thing is, you know, you got all this crime going on in Chicago, all these gang violence, and I mean, it's like people get murdered on a daily basis. NAACP, Black Lives Matter. Why aren't you over there trying to help these people out and trying to, you know, better their lives too, instead of coming out? I mean, face it, look, you got the whole world backing you up. People all over the world is protesting. Black Lives Matter. You have an opportunity to make a change here. And what do? You just, I don't know, man. When it's a white cop killing a black person, you're all up in arms. I mean, whether it's a white cop killing a black person, and a lot of times it's not racist, or whether it's a black person killing a black person, it's the same thing. There's a person dead. There's a family affected. You should be, you know, do something about it. Jesus Christ, man. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this mess. I mean, you know, and then on the side of the justice system, if you have a cop that kills somebody and you know it was unjustified, Tamir Rice, Castillo, I forgot his name, sorry about that. You gotta come down on the officer. You know, you just can't. How do you expect us to feel when you say, yeah, this person just killed him, he's on paid administrative leave, and then later on, you know, the guy's making $1 million somewhere. For example, Darren Wilson, when he killed, who's his name? Michael Brown? Yeah, that's it, Michael Brown. When he killed him, what happened? People came up to Darren Wilson's side. He raised $500,000 in a matter of days, you know, and found not guilty. That ain't right. The justice system needs to come down on these cops, so good cops know when they doing a good job, they doing it for the community. They ain't got to face no backlash like in Dallas or Baton Rouge. That's uncalled for right there. The problem here is whether it's cops or whether it's black people, they can't determine who's bad. They don't know. You see a bunch of cops, hey, they're all bad. And you already saw the news when the lady got arrested. They look at them and they say, you know, they see all black people bad. You know, you want to say something?
Yeah, like, police officers, they're starting to get afraid because now the black people are, so
right.
You're gonna have to be cautious, and if something happens, because it's not just their fault, it's the people's fault too, because they're making the police officers scared by attacking them.
That thing is it's a two-way street. It's exactly a two-way street. You got these people afraid of getting pulled over by cops, just like the guy with the health aide that was laying on the ground. You see that? He was laying on the ground. He was laying on the ground on his back, had his hands up, and got shot. You know, it's becoming a two-way street. Both people are being afraid, and it goes back to what I'm saying: accountability. The people who's in charge of this side or this side, you gotta stand up. You stand up for what's right, man. I mean, the NAACP, you can't be going out there protesting for everything, little thing, voting rights and all this. But in the meanwhile, we're killing our own kind over here. You can't be doing that. District attorneys, chief of police, you know, Rocky Mount Police Department so far, man, I have never had an issue. These guys are great. From detectives, police officers, I have not had an issue at all. So it looks like it depends on where you live. So, you know, that's my answer to it, accountability. And as long as people are not held accountable for their actions, this is going to keep going on. This is going to get worse. It's as simple as that. I wish we might discuss this at a later issue, but we need to get out of here because we got to work on some other cars. Post your comments. Let me know how you feel about it. This is Timmy from Astro Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Take care.